Meenakshi ruled the Madurai in order to marry Shiva, and there was an incident. It's an epic incident where, after keeping the Kai, Ganges, more powerful than Ganges, came out from the earth. No, it flowed through the Varusarudu hills, through the Pandya Nadu, and it flows into the Bay of Bengal. It has a speed. Normally, if you see in Tamil, வைகை புயல்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. புயலே ரொம்ப வேகமானது. அதை வந்து கங்கையோடவோ யமுனையோடவோ கம்பேர் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. வைகையோட தான் கம்பேர் பண்ணுவாங்க. வைகை புயல், it has that much of speed and energy. And the personality is a leading advocate who started a career in Supreme Court, Delhi. Now handled and practicing it in Madras High Court. Many important court-related cases and labor and workers, and she deals with all the cases which fight for the female. And she is the one who fought for the absorption of RMROs in SBI. She also handled the case in which SBI has to direct to restore the checkoff for the Officer Association and Federation. Noteworthy to know that she never appears for the management in the court of law and always defends the laborers and workers and our women. Please give a very big hand to Madam Senior Advocate Vaigai Madam. Now I request our beloved President to present a memento as a gift of token and love to our guest of honor, Vaigai Madam. Now I request Madam to deliver the honorable speech.
I'm really happy to be here today, and as Ms. Rita before me said, we have to celebrate being women. 8th March, or the International Women's Day, is really a day to mark that women of this world matter, that being women is not something less or to be ashamed of. And on the other hand, we all ought to celebrate our womanhood. The fact of the matter is that every woman, whether she's a homemaker or just a member of the larger joint family, or just a member of the society, or an international persona, each one of us contribute to the making of that entity. And we also are great multitaskers. As Ms. Rita talked about the women officers in Bombay, I'm sure I've seen, for example, the High Court or courts are another area where you find a lot of women employees. Perhaps, the honorable judges and the judicial system finds that women are more trustworthy and they are more sincere at work, and so there is a large number of women workforce within the court system also. And I've always found that they're on their seat, on the dot, and even while at work they'll be thinking of their families while efficiently discharging their duties in the office. Like we have a custom of distributing soodles during Navaratri. The staff have a custom. And I'll find all the men folk immediately gobbling up the soodles. But the women will put it, in a packet and tie it up with their hankies and put it inside their bags to take it home for their husbands or their kids. And they also dutifully go through all the rituals. Fridays na patapadawa katvaanga, all those things are happening, and I'm sure several things are happening at home also, but they are there. So at home they perform a different role, and in the office they perform a different role. But their role at home cannot be minimized. In fact, I wish, I read somewhere that in Brazil or one of the South American countries, there is a day, not necessarily International Women's Day, there is one particular day which is completely off for women. Off in the sense it's a national holiday for women only. And so women take off from office work as well as domestic work. So that day it's a complete off for them. So that doesn't never happen here. We have to continue your duties at home, and that is considered to be something part of your natural self. It's high time the society recognizes that your roles at home and amount to an invaluable contribution to the making of the family and the earning or the building of the wealth of the family. In fact, the courts also had a very negative attitude in evaluating a woman's work within the family or domestic work, where when it came to the question of awarding compensation to a accident victim, if the rule of calculating compensation in courts is what was the person worth, age of the person, how many years left, and what was the earning capacity of the person. So the last salary drawn would be taken and the future career course would be taken and some formula is applied, and therefore the compensation is awarded. If a person is an IT person, the compensation would run to some 30 lakhs or 40 lakhs. If it's an ordinary coolie, it will come to some 10 lakhs. But if it's a homemaker, a housewife, then the compensation used to be zero. It used to be just loss of companionship for the husband. அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அதுக்கு ஒரு 1 lakh. அப்புறம் the motherhood or care for the children, அதுக்கு ஒரு 1 lakh. So they used to award a pittance. But now courts have realized, and it has been a long-standing demand of women all over the world, that you can't minimize the work of the homemakers. A person within the home, a housewife, also, or a mother or somebody else who lives within the family also contributes to the family, and her work cannot be brushed aside as of not any value at all. And so today courts have devised a formula of valuing the domestic work contributed by women also. So please don't ever, when Ms. Rita said, please remember and try to value your own dignity. So don't ever think I'm only a clerk, therefore I'm a nobody. No, you are much better than a male clerk, because you're doing a work 24 hours of the day, whereas a male clerk works only between 9 to 5 or 9 to 2 or whatever it is. So your work is much more valuable. Now I just want to recall the historical background to this celebration of International Women's Day. It was first celebrated in 1910, soon after the 1908 march in New York of women textile workers asking for better working conditions, better wages, and equality, of course. Now, in the context of what your general manager spoke, we are still talking about that. After 100 years, we are still talking about equality. We want better conditions, we want understanding, we want sensitized approaches to women's problems. These are all demands all over the country and all over the world for women. Today we are also on the verge of celebrating the Beijing Declaration for Women's Equality, which was declared in 1995, and which has called for international recognition of women's rights. Unfortunately, our country has woefully fallen short of all those requirements. The present government has come to power on the agenda of development. That was the major platform for election campaign, saying development, and it is promised to all the youngsters and the citizens of this country that the country will be on a march towards development. Now I want to ask, how do you achieve development by leaving behind half the population of this country? Because none of the agenda is really inclusive of women's aspirations and opportunities. Today in the latest budget, there is a lesser allocation for a fundamental scheme like ICPs, Integrated Child Development Scheme. The budgetary allocation has been reduced. Now that is a scheme which encourages girl children to go to school because it provides for midday education and childcare and so many things, midday meals and all that. And in rural areas it matters a lot. In rural areas where the parental perception is பையனுக்கு தான் முக்கியத்துவம் கொடுக்கணும் for education and not for girls, this fact that the family doesn't have to earn to support the girls' education and to support the girls' food or nutrition matters a lot, that the government provides it. Now when you reduce budgetary allocation for that, that means to that extent you are excluding girl children from our educational system. So what is happening today is increasingly there is lack of inclusiveness, and which increases the gender gap. The gender inequality today is all pervasive. It cuts across classes, whether you are a rich woman or a woman belonging to a lower strata, you face gender inequality. It cuts across